Welcome back. I know I've been gone for a minute, so here's another video. We're going to talk about classes. Classes are Java files that can be imported, and they can contain constructors and methods. Today we're going to focus on the constructor. That's a set of data points that you can compartmentalize so it becomes easier to understand. The class name is going to be player, because we're going to define a player. A player has a few attributes: string name, string nickname, int age. We are going to do something like player, because of the file name, player, because we're talking about players, is new player. And now we can set things like player.name equals Hank. And when we later refer to that data, we can just say player.name. Let's make an example. Right now, when we run this code, it will make a player instance and it will set its name to Hank. But this is a bit clumsy, right? This isn't how we want to do things. Now we're going to add a method to add values to these data points. So what we're going to do is public player, the same capitalization as used over here, and we're going to define some parameters like string name and int age. Now we're going to say this name, because this refers to this name, that's why it gets a different color also, is equal to name. This age refers to the parameter age, and this age refers to the integer age. The beautiful thing about this is we can define player now here. We have to define it. Here we can now define name and age. And why you want to do this is when you make multiple instances of this, right? But we're gonna call name and add a variable. The added variable will be string nickname, and we're going to set the nickname in this as well. Right now we can use both the ways of writing it, because I make it so that age comes in last. And now we can also make a few instances where this is switched up. Right now age is at the end, the last string given in the parameters must be the nickname. The nickname will always be this. But if we want to change information around, like the age, and define age over here, 19, it will accept it. It will interpret that the value given is an integer and will assign it to the right method. And this is how we can define quickly and easily what a new player's name is. Let's run a little example, because this is understandably a little bit fake right now. We want to make a player creation screen, right? And we need to do some data processing, so in the first instance we don't want to define int name and int age and every value you would like to add to it. It will be just a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask the user directly what is your name. So we're going to make a few methods over here. What we're going to do now is make it easy to add values to a player. So we're going to call some methods. But first we need to define them in the player class. This only applies to players, so it wouldn't be useful to put this code in some other place. So what we're going to do now is ask the user what is your name, and we're going to return. We're going to define scanner first above in this page. As you can see, I already done that before, but next line. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We want to define in the name of the methods what we're going to do. Right now, public string ask name, ask what's your name, and returns the next line typed by the user. Here you can see we're going to ask what do you want to be called. And over here we're going to ask simply what is your age. And we're going to return scanner.next int. So right now we've added a little section that defines everything we want to. So if we know the player's name, we can just fill it in like this. Player player 1 is new instance of player, and his name will be John, and his age will be 15, and his nickname will be player, because we already know that from somewhere else in the code. So we've defined player 1 over here, and now we need to define player 2. Let's say you're in local co-op. Player is always the same. You're going to define player 2 equals new player. And here you're gonna fill in player ask age. Player 1 dot ask name. Player 1 ask age. So for some reason it just skips over the nickname part. For the sake of the example, it's still useful without the questionnaire and the example. I make a little bit of code. I've defined here player 1, and immediately while initializing I've given him a name, a age, and a nickname. And you can see that he's using automatically, because of the data types, this version of the code to interpret what is meant by what data type and where it should go. So the name is defined, the age is defined, and it all redirects it to here. So that instance of player is then made. Then I'm going to define a player 2, and I've added some code that's only going to be used over here, and that's ask name, and that's ask age. And as you can see here, a little bit of a mistake is happening, and that's because I didn't add this code yet. When I run this now, I'm going to define player 1 with the name John, age 15, nickname Slayer, and now I'm going to ask player 2, what's your name? I'm using the method of player 1, and the reason because of that is player 1 is already initialized. This one isn't yet. This one is only going to be initialized when he is at the end of the line, and he can't right now because he is interrupted by the ask name method. When we're going to type an answer here, it's going to say, my name is John, name of player 2 is Andre, just like I defined it, and I'll see you in the next one.